Hello guys, hello, welcome to another video. So today I'm just going to show you how to do a top-down analysis, and we're going to be checking gold. So I'll just do a top-down analysis and show you how to come up with high odd setups. So make sure that you watch until the end so that I can just see how I break it down. All right, let's get started. All right, so we're going to start with the highest time frame just so that we check how the structure looks on the bigger time frame or on a longer run. Then we will drill down until we get to the time frames that you're going to be trading on. So we always start with the highest time frame, so which is monthly. So this is the structure on monthly. So what do we see here? So on monthly, we can see that the price is back to the area of what? Of resistance. And it tapped there and then it moved to the downside. When it moved to the downside, there's something very interesting here, which is this. This is what you call bearish engulfing, which basically means that the red candlestick had swallowed the white one, right? And all of this movement to the upside, basically, remember, if you've been on the channel, we were hoping that you will touch this before we move to the downside, but before we move to the upside, but that didn't happen. The price just turned. We saw when it formed this, which is what we call a bullish engulfing. Now we're having a bearish engulfing. When you saw the bullish engulfing, it suggested that the bulls have kicked in earlier, and that's when they pushed all the way up to the nearest area of resistance up there, right? So now this is what we have. We can just conclude by saying that on monthly, the price is testing a monthly area of resistance, and then the previous month it reacted with an engulfing. Maybe it will move to the downside unless if it moves up and create new areas of what, or create new highs, of which is going to be very, very difficult. It's not easy for the price to pass an all-time high. So maybe it will move to the downside because we've got what? An obstacle in a form of resistance, and also what we're having here, the price, the structure, which is what? Bearish engulfing. So let's check what we have on monthly. So on weekly. So the same thing that we saw on monthly, which was that the price was touching the monthly area of resistance. Even here, we touched the weekly area of resistance. And if you remember, there was a time when you make an analysis on this one, and we did say that the price was touching the weekly area of resistance. Look for sell orders until the price moves to the area of support. I'm not sure if you still remember that analysis, but we did predict that now, because the price is touching a very high sensitive area, it had a high chance of reacting from there. And you can see even when it got there, the price suddenly started forming pin bars, and from there it moved towards the next opposing structure, which is support. So this is what we have on weekly currently. So this is the nearest weekly resistance, of which we just touched it, and it's very fresh, and it's also located inside that monthly one. So maybe in the next coming weeks, that might not happen this week, but maybe in the next coming weeks the price will start to drop, and maybe it will even reach this support, because on the weekly, this is your support, that's your resistance, and we've hit the ceiling. So from the ceiling, if you were to get confirmation for you to sell, because you can't just go in and sell, because these time frames are still bullish, right? So you want to sell, you want to take a pullback, but you must first wait for the price to show you that it wants to pull to the downside. Then when it gives you that, that's when you will sell. So until it gives you that, you cannot sell. So now what you can see on this time frame, if you want, you can put a weekly bullish trend line somewhere there and say the price has broken the weekly bullish trend line, and this is the nearest area of resistance we have on this time frame at the moment, and this is the area of support that we just touched. Support. So basically the price is sort of consolidating or outside the trend line, and now it is touching the support, and it's reacting from the support. That's why it's important that even if you are taking that sell from the top, you need to understand that the price is not going to have it easy just moving to the downside throughout. You need to understand that there's going to be obstacles along the way, which is why you cannot look past this area of support. That's why when you made the analysis, the prediction was that the price is going to come until somewhere around this support. Now it touched it and then it reversed, you see. So you can say that the price is reacting from the support. It has a chance of going to this resistance that broke the trend line, and from there, that's where it's going to struggle, because it will be back to the same monthly area of what? of resistance. So if it goes to that resistance, that's where you can look for maybe getting some more area sells. But for now, you can just say we are reacting from the support. Should I get reasons to go long, I can go long, but I need to make sure that I get confirmation for that. And this is what we're seeing here, which is what we are reacting from the support, and we are forming a bullish engulfing. So maybe for short term, we can just have it doing this before dropping some more. So what you need to take from the weekly is that you are around the support and you formed a bullish engulfing. So let's check what we have on daily. The structure is getting more and more interesting as we're moving to the downside. So on the daily, the price broke the bullish trend line. It broke areas of support. It became bearish, right? And this is the resistance that started all of that. So should the price go back there, it will be going back to the same weekly resistance, and that's why we said you'll have a chance to have a nice sell there. But there's going to be an obstacle or a lot of obstacles before the price can get there. As you can see here, the price broke this, and this is an area of support that maybe if the price was to go there, I'm not saying when the market opens you should sell, but if the price was to go here, you can search for buy trades with confirmation, and it's going to struggle to pass here. You can use that as your take profit, and that's your maximum profit at the top, because that's where there will be a lot of people selling, or there's going to be a lot of selling pressure there. You can see that we just tested this daily area of support, which is inside the weekly one. And remember, on weekly we had the bullish engulfing. So even here, maybe the price can give you a chance to just hop in until maybe there, but this is going to be the main target. So there's a lot of pressure to go to the upside. You can see here, even on Thursday, the price formed this, which is what bullish pin bar, and then it continued moving to the upside. So let's see what we have on H4. So this is our H4 structure, and because we are saying there's a lot of pressure to move to the upside, you have got your bullish trend line there, you've got your bullish trend, right? And this is your next opposing structure. Anywhere around there, that's your resistance. The price is going to struggle to pass there, right? So what you need to see is that the price is now bullish, and here's your support. So should the price maybe do this, come back to that support, or even if it comes to the support, you have to analyze the zone, analyze where the price is coming from, and decide if it has a chance of bouncing or going to the other side. Then you can decide to take your buy trade there and hope that it will go up until it touches that zone there at the top, which is a daily one inside the weekly one. But for now, this is the trend line that's going to direct you as you're taking your buy trades moving to the upside. Should it be broken, you stop buying. Now let's do one more time frame. I don't want to waste time. I just want to show you what to look out for. Same thing on the daily. We've been moving up, so you just need to wait for the price to maybe come back to this. You get confirmation, you're going to buy from that. So in conclusion, we can say that the price on the highest time frames, it looks like it has a chance to go to the downside, but you need to understand that that's a monthly. So just because the monthly says we have a chance to go to the downside, that does not mean that all the time frames, even the smaller ones, should move like this. Obviously, they can have their own trends in between, moving in the opposite direction. It's very much possible. So you just need to make sure that when you're making your decisions, you are controlled by the structure on the time frame that you are interested in. So when you're in the higher time frames, obviously the month has just ended, and you can see that the previous month, like we said, it is closed with the bearish engulfing, right? This new month we already have like a bullish candlestick, but the month is far from over. This can still move maybe until there, and then come and close somewhere there, and end up being what, a bearish candlestick. So that's why we are saying, just because we have a bearish engulfing does not mean the price should just move immediately. So on the bigger time frames, that's what we're having, and on the monthly, on the weekly, it says we are touching this, maybe can go until there, it will struggle to pass, but this will be a nice one where you can recharge and hope that it will come back to the downside. And then when you move to the daily as well, it said that because the daily has changed the direction, is now bullish, maybe it will go up to at least somewhere there, and then if it breaks, this will be the max. This is where the sellers are very strong. These ones are the ones that will have a very high chance of pushing to the downside, because they have got that what do you call this, a backup from the weekly and monthly as well. So when we are on the H4, we are saying we don't have anything as yet that says we can sell. So maybe if the price moves to this, You see now it's touching this weird candlestick there. If it moves into that, and all of a sudden you see the price may be moving outside the trend line, then that's when you can identify an new area of resistance and try and sell from there. But you're gonna have to wait for the trend line to be broken first. Otherwise, you don't have any business in selling. All right, guys, that's all that you can expect from gold. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.